If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's this. Before recommending someone spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on an artist's work, it is crucial to understand the artist both fundamentally and technically. Knowing their story, their journey, and how their work fits into the market gives us the confidence to appreciate their art on a deeper level and make informed decisions. Today, we're getting into the practice and the market of Nathaniel Mary Quinn, an artist whose backstory, whose work, and whose market presence are multi-layered. We'll be breaking it down with both a fundamental analysis and a technical analysis so you can see not just who he is, but why his work is significant, what makes it special, and how it's fitting into the context of the art world. Let's unpack his approach, let's explore why collectors are racing one another to get to his work, and let's figure out how you, as an artist or as a collector, can learn from his practice and from his market. What's up, glorifiers, and welcome back to Dear Glory. For those of you who are new, I'm Moriah, Alise, an art advisor and curator dedicated to making the art world accessible to everyone through insights, conversations, and discovery. Let's get into it. I want to begin with some backstory because understanding where someone comes from helps us see why they are currently where they are, and it also helps us understand where they're headed. Nathaniel Mary Quinn grew up in the Robert Taylor homes of Chicago, one of the toughest public housing projects in America. If you know anything about growing up in a rough neighborhood, you know how it can shape the way you see and navigate the world. Quinn took that adversity. He took that adversity, that fractured environment, and turned it into fuel for his artwork. His portraits are psychological. They tell stories of trauma, resilience, and the layers we all have as people, shaped by our own experiences. Now, what's really incredible about his work is that he creates it all from memory. No photos, no references, just what's in his mind and what's in his heart. Quinn once said his work is like seeing the interior of someone pieced together from memory fragments. What he means is that his work isn't about recreating someone's exact features or their exact likeness. It's about piecing together their essence, their experiences, and the emotions that they're leaving behind. He's painting the feeling of who they are, not just how they look. All right, let's get into his fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is key because it's going to give us that deeper understanding of why an artist is successful, their education, career, milestones, market performance, and how collectors and institutions are viewing them. Knowing this helps us see the bigger picture and understand the artist's impact on the art world. Nathaniel earned his MFA from NYU. He was rubbing elbows with artists like Nina Chanel Abney, another powerhouse if you know who she is. And early on, he got picked up by the Rona Hoffman Gallery in Chicago. Now, Rona Hoffman Gallery is a profound gallery, we would say, in Chicago. So when you get vouched by them, you're on the right path. Nathaniel Mary Quinn's representation has played a crucial role in his career trajectory and his market presence. Now, early on, he was represented by Rona Hoffman, like I said, in Chicago. And they're a gallery that's known for nurturing groundbreaking talent. Now, this partnership laid the foundation for his exposure and his initial success in the art world. Eventually, Quinn joined the roster of Gagosian Gallery, one of the most prestigious galleries globally in the world. Gagosian's influence in the art market cannot be overstated. They not only showcase his work to elite collectors, but they also control supply strategically, ensuring demand and value for his work remain high. This level of representation positions Quinn among the top contemporary artists, granting him access to a global stage and reinforcing his market significance. Now, Nathaniel Mary Quinn is also represented by Alman Resch in Europe and the United Kingdom. Now, let's get a little bit into the collector sentiment. Okay, so his work has been acquired by some of the major names like Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, a mix of cultural icons and tastemakers. Institutions like the Whitney Museum, the Hammer Museum, the Art Museum, or the Art Institute of Chicago have also acquired his work, solidifying his place in history. Now, collector sentiment is important because it's going to reflect on how much value people place on an artist's work, not just financially, but emotionally and culturally. When major collections and institutions invest in an artist, it signals their significance within the art world and creates momentum. This kind of recognition can elevate an artist's career, inspire trust among new collectors, and make sure that their work remains relevant over time. Now, let's talk about some themes within his work. Quinn is diving into the fractured nature of identity, how personal and cultural histories are colliding and overlapping, shaping who we are. For example, his fragmented portraits are pulling from the emotions tied to our memories, showing how they can both connect us to the past and also blur the lines of reality, showing how our recollections can reshape reality, and it confronts trauma, highlighting the ways that we are reconstructing ourselves after moments of rapture. He renders not only the physical likeness of his subjects, but their emotional and psychological essence as well. His portraits transcend, they're going beyond representation, becoming layered and multifaceted reflections of human complexity. I read a 2023 interview in White Wall magazine where he spoke about his exhibition, The Forging Years at Gagosian. And that's when I started to really understand and get into his work. What Nathaniel Mary Quinn's work is about really struck me. Before, I just see his art and think, it looks amazing. This is really cool. I really like it. But once I started to get into it, once I read this interview and I realized what his work was about, everything changed. In this interview, he opened up about the inspiration behind one of his exhibitions. He shared that it was driven by the fact that he doesn't know the full story about his mother's death. All he has are fragments, what people in the neighborhood have told him. He hasn't seen a police report. Instead, he's heard different versions of the same story from various people, each adding their own twist. This experience made him realize how fractured stories can be. There's rarely just one truth. Every story has multiple sides, shaped by perspective and by memory. Nathaniel Mary Quinn has made a significant impact with his exhibitions, showcasing his deeply personal and innovative work across prestigious venues and prestigious platforms. His solo exhibitions have been had at renowned galleries such as Gagosian, drawing critical acclaim and solidifying his status as a leading voice in contemporary art. Notable exhibitions include his solo show at Gagosian in New York, which highlighted his mastery in blending fragmented imagery to explore identity and memory. Quinn's work has also been featured in major group exhibitions, including those at the Whitney Museum of American Art and the Hammer Museum. These exhibitions have provided a platform for his unique voice, allowing audiences to connect with the complexity of his portraits. Through these shows, Quinn not only reaches collectors, but also contributes to larger conversations about fragmented memory, about mental health, about conditions of the human. Quinn's work has also been featured in major group shows, major exhibitions, including Chopped and Screwed at White Cube in New York. This exhibition was curated by Courtney Willis Blair, the senior director of White Cube, and featured notable artists like David Hammonds, Mark Bradford, Theaster Gates, and Julie Mertu. These names alone further position Nathaniel Mary Quinn in the upper echelon of contemporary artists, underscoring the bracket of artists that he is operating within. Now, before we get back to the technical analysis, I want to tell you about the Glory Collective, which is my Patreon community. It's like everything that you love here on YouTube, but with so much more. You'll get exclusive art market breakdowns, including this one, the one of Nathaniel Mary Quinn, curated lists of artists to watch that I don't talk about here, loads of resources for you to refer to in your art career and collecting journey. It's also where my weekly blog is. Plus, I'll have behind the scenes content of my art explorations, visiting galleries, fairs, studios, etc. You'll be a part of a community of folks on the same journey as you. If you want, you can reach out, connect, and support one another along the way. Now, we're only at 13 members right now, just 13, okay? And I have a goal of 50. And once we get to 50, I'll be hosting monthly live sessions where we'll dive into topics like writing an artist statement, managing your taxes as an artist, managing your taxes as a collector, how to manage your insurance for your art collection, or even how to start a foundation, and so many more topics. You can ask me questions live there as well too, because the sessions are live and there'll be questions and answers. There'll be time for questions and answers. Now, if that sounds like that's your thing, I want you guys to check it out. There is a free tier available that gives you access to so much, but there are other tiers that give you access to so much more. The link's in the description. No pressure, just a little extra help to help you along your way on your journey. Now let's get back to the episode. Now let's talk about auction performance and market trends. All right. Now we're moving into the technical analysis. This is where we break down the numbers, the market trends, and the strategies that shape Nathaniel Mary Quinn's career. A technical analysis is important because it gives us a clearer picture of how his work performs in the art market, from auction results to how galleries control supply and demand. This helps us understand the mechanics behind his success and what it means for his career and for collectors. Now let's break down the numbers and explore the key aspects of the market performance of Nathaniel Mary Quinn. Looking at his auction turnover, it's clear Quinn experienced a major breakout in 2019, like so many other artists, right? With total sales nearing $800,000. Nathaniel's reliability in the market is also evident from the performance of his works against their estimates. A significant portion of Quinn's works consistently sell above their pre-sale estimates, reflecting competitive bidding and strong collector interest. The minimal number of lots not sold is underscoring his reliability in the market. When his pieces appear, they're highly sought after. When his pieces appear, they're selling. Additionally, many lots performed within or above expectations, showing careful market positioning by galleries like Gagosian and Almond. Now, I'm not saying that Gagosian or Almond or Rona, I'm not saying that they're putting his work in auction. I'm saying they've done the work strategically to where his market is positioned in such a stable space. All right. Now, I want to talk about sales by price segment. When analyzing the sales by price segment, we see that the majority of Nathaniel Mary Quinn's works are falling in the $100,000 plus range. This price bracket accounts for the largest portion of both sales volume and the number of lots sold. This consistency reinforces his position as a mid to high market artist whose work is both accessible to serious collectors and lucrative in the secondary market. It's also worth noting the smaller presence of works in the $300,000 plus range. This scarcity at the top end suggests that Quinn's market is growing steadily, but hasn't fully reached the high end tier yet, a space that could offer future opportunities for growth as his reputation continues to expand. Now, let's talk about top sold lots per year. Now, if we look at the trajectory of his top sold lots per year, it paints a clear picture of Quinn's market trajectory. His highest selling lots peaked around 2019, which realized prices approaching $300,000 for individual works. While there has been a slight decrease in peak realized prices in recent years, the consistency in high estimates show sustained interest and demand for his work. The numbers also highlight that Quinn's art remains a dependable investment. Now, again, when I say investment, right? Like things that we buy, they're an investment, but I still want to encourage you guys to pay attention to his work fundamentally before you pay attention to his work technically, okay? Anyway, with realized prices frequently meeting or exceeding expectations, he's dependable, okay? So this combination of solid mid-market performance and occasional high-end sales is positioning Quinn as a reliable name for collectors while still leaving a little bit of room for his market to mature further. Together, these charts are highlighting the balance between accessible and exclusivity in Quinn's market. While many collectors can engage with his work in auction between $100,000 and $300,000 range, the presence of higher end lots is signaling growth interest from major buyers. The mix keeps his market dynamic and poised for future expansion. Now, Quinn has made a significant impact with his exhibitions. Now, in terms of primary market sales, Quinn's work is highly sought after. I would like to say, now I can't say this for sure, but I would like to say that you can enter for an original artwork. You can have an entry level artwork of Nathaniel Mary Quinn's probably somewhere between the $50,000 mark, depending on scale. Okay, but what I do know for certain is, for example, there's a limited edition print titled The Comedian, which was executed in 2017, measuring 18 by 24 inches. That was part of an edition of 75 that's priced at $17,000. So you can enter into his market, purchasing a piece off of Artsy And also knowing that you're getting an addition of 75 for $17,000. Again, at that original price point, you can probably enter at about $50,000. So if you're a collector that has a strategy or that has a budget that exceeds $20,000, you can probably enter into his market, especially if that's the only piece that you plan on acquiring for that year. Now at Art Basel last year in 2024, Quinn sold her work through Amon Resh in the range of $130,000 to $150,000. So this is kind of giving you a range of what his primary market is looking at. On the lower end, we see a print, an edition of 75 for $17,000. And then we see the work that was sold over at Art Basel somewhere in between this $130,000 and $150,000 mark. You guys also understand that you can enter into his market between $100,000 and $300,000 via auction. So this should kind of give you a broad perspective of what you need financially to enter into Quinn's market. Quinn's exhibitions and primary market activity, they're illustrating a balance between exclusivity and broad market engagement. It's positioning him as both an artist and a collector's treasure, okay? To talk about social media, because so many people focus on social media these days. I just want to be clear. Though social media is amazing and it's good, I encourage it. I deeply, deeply encourage artists to build social media platforms because of discoverability, right? You want to be discoverable. Your Instagram is pretty much your portfolio these days. So it is very, very, very important. But I also want to mention that there are artists out there with 3,000, 4,000, 1,900 followers, sometimes no Instagram at all, who are having so much success within the art world. Now, someone like Quinn, whose Instagram, in my opinion, especially with the type of work that he's created, is understated. He has just over 30,000 followers, which is not a lot when we think about his popularity in the art world. But here's the thing, social media presence isn't everything, and it isn't for everyone in the art world. While it can help build your awareness, this space is often quieter. The art world is often quieter, and an artist can achieve major success without being mainstream superstar. Sometimes an artist blows up with a particular circle of collectors, galleries, and institutions, which can lead to that significant market success. Now, let's really key in on why Quinn matters. He speaks to the fractured nature of identity, not just his identity, but ours collectively. And as an artist, if you can find out how to speak to the world, how to speak to us collectively, that's when you're going to approach that success. When you look at Quinn's portraits, you're seeing someone's entire life compressed into a single image. It's about memory, the things we try to hold on to and the things we can't forget. It's about resilience, how we rebuild ourselves after life takes us apart. One critic called his work a mirror to the human condition, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. And I want you guys to recognize how many times I said we. When you can achieve we in the artwork, you've done something really special. Now, here's some actionable advice for collectors. If you want to enter, or you want to get an entry-level piece, or you want to just find yourself collecting from Nathaniel Mary Quinn, this is not the early days, y'all. He's established, and that does come with a price tag, which we've already talked about. If you want to collect him, here's my advice. Build a cohesive collection. Have works that complement Quinn's narrative and posture. Think artists like Kerry James Marshall, which is harder to get your hands on, or Christina Quarles, okay? Network. Build relationships with galleries like Gagosian, which is not easy. Build relationships with collectors that have access, with advisors who can help you gain access. Attend art fairs, exhibitions, and openings. This is where the magic is going to happen. Be patient, but be ready. Opportunities do not come often, so when they do, jump on them. Keep an eye on auctions and stay in touch with galleries for insider access. Now, if you're looking for a deeper dive into Nathaniel Mary Quinn and you're more of a reader, you want to put your eyes on something and read something, I did do Nathaniel Mary Quinn's market on paper. So if you're more of a reader and it's something that you want to put your eyes on and read, you can click the link in my description. The art market analysis, the full art market analysis, which gives you way more information than I just gave you via this episode, is at the link in my description, and it is accessible in my Patreon community. So click the link in my description to view it. Okay, so Nathaniel Mary Quinn, he's a force in the art world. He's a storyteller, he's a disruptor, he's a visionary. And if you're as captivated by his work as I am, I want you guys to let me know in the comments. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. Every Monday, I send out a themed newsletter packed with artist and collector advice. You'll find a featured artist that I'm loving that week, a list of exhibitions I recommend you check out, and my weekly art market sentiment, which is my take on whether the art market is cautious, neutral, or active. And I also explain why. I also include a question for discussion in the Patreon community tab within my newsletter. And to top it off, I always highlight an affordable artwork that's under $5,000. So I hope you guys will become a part of my newsletter. I would love to be connected with you guys in as many ways as I can. And remember, whether you're an artist, a collector, or you're just here because you love art, this channel is your home. So thanks for being here with us. Thanks for watching, Dear Glory. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me next time for more art world insights, conversations, and discovery. I'll see you soon. Peace.